So EJ, there's something in the military called Sanity Board. And the first thing you think of when you hear the Sanity Board is someone's crazy, they've lost their mind, they're insane. But these boards are conducted under RCM 706, which is an examination into the mental competency, so to speak, of those facing charges under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. What has your experience been with Sanity Boards?
Sanity boards are something you definitely want to start the process on if you have any kind of concern about a client's mental health. Generally, they come back saying that the service member is competent to stand trial. What that means is what they're looking for is whether the service member can understand the nature of the charges against him, or can whether they can participate in their own defense.
Right. So if there's some reason that there's a Sanity Board that's done this mental inquiry, they answer two questions. Right. The first is, do they understand the wrongfulness of their own actions at the time of the offense?
Right.
The second is, are they able to assist in their own defense now?
Right.
Right. And there could be a mental disease or defect, a significant mental disease or defect,
right,
that causes them to not appreciate the wrongfulness of their actions at the time.
Right.
And if there's any indication of that, it's incumbent on the defense to go ahead and request the Sanity Board.
Yes.
Okay. And what happens when a defense requests a Sanity Board?
When the defense requests a Sanity Board, it is basically sent to a board of doctors, usually between 1 and 3. The request has to contain, the questions that the defense wants answered. That's going to be those competency questions. It's going to be anything else. If there are any questions about mental responsibility, that's basically, is there a mental disease or defect? Could the service member appreciate wrongfulness, illegality of their actions, and that kind of thing.
Right. Now, this request can happen at any time, right?
Yes.
The defense can request it through the convening authority before the case is before a military judge, or if the case has already been sent to a judge and the judge is taking the case over, they can make a motion to the military judge for the Sanity Board. Is that correct?
That is right, yes. And the judge can actually order the Sanity Board if they think it's warranted. So when that happens, it'll go to the doctors. Generally takes a few weeks. And the doctor will come back with 2 reports. There's the short form report and the long form report. Everybody gets the short form. It basically it gives the synopsis, the brief answers that everyone knows the defense already asked. The long form is the one that only goes to the defense, and this basically has the history, the family history of the service member, any childhood issues, basically everything about this service member, to include any mental health concerns, and basically it breaks down the entire reasoning behind the decision that was made.
So the long form of the Sanity report contains a lot of information in it that could be helpful to the defense in a extenuation or mitigation case that doesn't rise to the level of providing a defense.
That's right. A lot of it can actually be used to reduce the severity of the offense, even if it's not a defense in and of itself.
Right. And so if the defense wants to use that information in the long form, they also have to disclose that to the government. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, anything that's going to be used has to be disclosed to the government.
Well, my personal experience has been, there's been in my military career since I've been doing this probably a dozen times that as a defense lawyer, there just wasn't something right with my client, right? I either had reason to believe that they were suffering from some type of mental disease or defect, or I believed that they just weren't capable of helping me prepare for the defense, whether that was because of a mental disease or defect, or whether it was because they were suffering under some other type of trauma.
Right.
And then I requested a Sanity Board. Of those 12, on 2 occasions, the board came back and said my client was not competent to stand trial at the time. And he was actually another proceeding that came out of that, and that was a commitment proceeding. So, Sanity Boards can be helpful to the defense. Also, as the government, you don't want to really prosecute someone who's got some mental disease or defect. And they can also be helpful in really understanding what some of the mitigation and extenuating circumstances of the offense are.
Absolutely.
We are the Law Office of Will M. Helixon, your warrior advocates. You defend the nation, we defend you.